Hi everyone, welcome back to A&D's World. We are
Dennis
and Alicia. Last week we shared our first ever YouTube video where we told you guys the story of how we met for the very first time. And so today we're going to continue that story, how that journey went on. But before that, I wanted to start today's video by also sharing something else. So once I started posting videos, especially on TikTok about, let's say, social media, about Dennis and I started getting a lot of questions, and we'll get into the details of questions and we'll do a separate Q&A and everything. But one of the most frequent questions that a lot of girls would come to me is that they themselves are, in an interracial relationship, and they would ask me, okay, what are some of the challenges that you faced when you told your friends and family and things like that. Like I said, we'll go into the details in various different sessions later, but I just want to say, yes, it was challenging. And I'll start with myself. When Dennis and I, we met and we got into a relationship, it took me months to come out and tell my friends or people close to me, my friends and family, to tell them hey, I'm dating Dennis. Because of various reasons. So it took me a little bit, to accept our relationship, to be fair to him, and then come out and tell everyone that we were dating. And after that, once I expressed it to my family and friends, some relationship has, how would you say it?
Relationships are on the way to being healed back to 100%. Some are yet to start the process, and some are fully healed. So it's still an ongoing process. There's no easy answers in here.
Yeah. So like I said, we'll be doing live sessions. We'll do separate Q&A videos where we go more into details. But I did wanted to address this question because I get this question a lot.
Yeah. But back to June 22nd, which is the first day we met. And then the second day was June 23rd. But then after that, it took maybe a week for us to reconnect again at my friend's place.
Yeah.
And that was because of the World Cup in Russia in 2018. It was World Cup season.
Yes. So the World Cup plays a very important role in our relationship. And also, if you haven't watched the first part, please go ahead and watch that first because you'll not understand this.
I'm a big soccer fan, player, and coach. So it was easy for me. It was an everyday life for me. She's only into soccer during the World Cup, I guess.
Yeah, because it's back home in Nepal, it's a whole thing. It's a festival. People put out big screens and get together and watch. So even if you're not a soccer fan, you'll go and watch a game during World Cup.
Yeah. So during, I believe the first game we ended up watching together was Argentina and France. Something
Who did
of
I
that
pick?
sort.
The winning team.
No, the losing team.
No, the winning team.
I know specifically she lost because it had something to do with momos. It had something to do with dumplings. And that was my first official introduction to, Nepali dumplings and how much of a big deal it is and how much it plays in celebrations, get together, and just general everyday life.
Yeah. So like he mentioned, we first, some of our initial visits after that first day was very coincident, we didn't plan or anything, but because we had mutual friends, sometimes I would go to her place and he would be there, and I would be there and he would pop in and we'd see each other. So that's then. So maybe a week after, we also became friends in Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how we started talking. We hadn't like exchanged number and anything by then, but like you said, it was World Cup season, so we would get together to watch games, and it would be me, like our friends, and sometimes I would bring my siblings too. We have like few specific events in my mind, like which I would like to share that played a big role in us becoming friends and just us getting closer in general. Do you have anything?
Well, it took over a year for our friends, for us to meet through our friends, right?
Yeah.
But after we met, it was like now we were meeting at our friend's place almost every other day, especially because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then we would meet after the World Cup. We would, play video games, with
VR.
VR.
What was that dance game? We used to play that a lot too.
What dance game?
That we would like, there'd be like people dancing, and then we would copy them and we would dance too.
I don't think it's a game. I think it's just people dancing.
It's called Just Dance. Just Dance. It's called Just Dance.
Okay, Just Dance. And then there was
Sorry.
also, YouTube videos. They would go on YouTube marathons where they would show multiple Nepali YouTube videos.
Music videos, songs.
Indian music videos, just to kind of introduce me more to the culture.
Yeah. So, one very day that I want to share is the 4th of July. So 4th of July, like where we were like living at that time, the community, like they do like fireworks, like everyone gets together, and then there's like picnics, so it's a lot of fun. So since I've moved to America, like we've been doing that every single year. And that was a plan for us to, like, me and my family. I remember my dad was in Lesotho, right, Avia? Lesotho. At that time, so it was me, my mom, and my siblings, and we were planning to make momo and all of that fun stuff. So I had like invited, Dennis and our friend too. I remember Daya was in Nepal at that time.
Okay. Yeah. So
our friend was in Nepal at that time. So I had invited her husband, who's also our friend. But nobody ended up coming. It was just like me, my mom, and my siblings at home for the momo. But I had told him, like, and he was in New York. What is with us, like me being here, you being New York, me being New York, you being New York?
I don't remember that.
You're in New York, I remember that, and I was like, are you sure you're gonna be like back in time for the firework or even to come to our place? And he's like, yeah. And at that point, he, like he would do anything to spend time with me. Even if he had to like rush back to Philly from New York. So yeah. So then, they didn't end up coming. We had like, we made momo, we had momo, and then in the evening we went to where the fireworks was going to be. And we stopped at my friend's place to give him and our friend the momo that we had brought them. So they had their momo, and then we were walking to the field. And Dennis was being such a gentleman. He was like not letting my mom carry anything. So we had like chairs and everything that we were taking to the field. And it was about like 20 minute walk, 15 minute?
Probably.
Yeah. And then he was helping his family too, like take stuff. So he's like running, helping them and coming back to us and helping us. And my mom was like, he's such a nice guy. And I did notice that too, like he was making a lot of effort. Then we get there, and so like I said, the whole community gets together there to watch the firework, and some people are there like all day doing picnics and whatnot. So his sisters were also there, so his 2 sisters, his nieces and nephew, and his dad was visiting too. So I had met his sister like once or twice before, as we have shared before, but I had not met like his dad or anybody from his family. Dennis was like, Dennis is like we knew a lot of people there, so he was like hopping, like meeting everybody, you know, like saying hi and all of that. And then, but also he was also like making time to come to us, like where we were sitting, and like spending time with us. So his dad took that to notice. Why don't you continue from there, because it's like your side of the story.
Oh yeah, so my dad figured out, you know, something must be going on. So he asked my sisters, who's that girl that your brother is hanging around? They told him, oh, she's engaged, she has a boyfriend, so nothing's going on there. And that was pretty much it. She never met my dad, she never met
I wasn't like introduced.
my mom. Yeah, she saw him from afar, he saw her from afar, but outside of that there was no introduction, because again we were just acquaintances becoming friends at that point.
Yeah. And yeah, that was that for the day. But like, you know, and also like the walk back, you know, he was spending time with us. And one thing I really liked about him is like whenever we were all together, it wasn't like he was just around me. Like he would make sure like he spent time with my mom, he made sure he spent time with my siblings, so he would be with everybody. So I did notice that. But like he said, like we were in the process of becoming friends, and this was like one of the initial like big events that we went to not together, but we were there together. And then the other one, do you have anything other in mind?
No.
Okay, so the other one is so like we mentioned, it was World Cup season, so we would bet on like most of the games, and then if I won, like I would be like, okay, so you have to buy me bubble tea or something small and silly like that. And then whenever he won, like he would say, okay, you have to make me momo or something like that. So that day, I forgot. Do you remember what game was it?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either. But we had planned that day. So like me, like our friends, us, like, and I was bringing my siblings too. So we decided to do a whole game day at their house. So we're gonna watch the game, you know, like snacks and everything. And then after a game, we're gonna go to his old lady's house. And then, well, basically we're gonna go like swim later, and you know, like.
I don't think that's how it happened.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we planned.
It wasn't we planned. There was a soccer game, there was a World Cup game, and we bet that whoever lost would get, could, you know, claim something. So I won, and I said I was going to braid her hair. That was my gift, and I forget what she wanted for winning. But it doesn't matter because she lost. So yeah, we got to my mom's place, and then.
So yeah, we had the game day. Like Dennis got got pizza. I had gotten snacks, and we watched the game. He won, so he said he wants to braid my hair. I was like, what kind of like, what is that? You want to braid my hair? And he was like, that's what I want to do. I want to braid your hair. I was like, okay. So we went swimming, all of us. But that's not even like where I'm getting at. You braided my hair. So we were like sitting in the pool, and there was like hot tub, and we're in the hot tub. So we weren't really like friends at like close at that time. So I was talking to my friend, and he was on the other end of the hot tub. The kids were playing, we were all like swimming and everything. So I'm talking to my friend, and he just like randomly asked me, so how is your, you know, like how's everything between you and my boyfriend? Remember, I was in a relationship back then. I don't want to mention this a lot, but it's like part of our story, so I have to. And then, so we were going through like, me and my boyfriend were going through a little rough patch then. So he was just asking me like, oh, how are things between you two? And I said, well, you know, like same thing, same old thing. Like he doesn't want to come here. I have no intentions of going back, you know, right now. or going back at all. And basically, you know, like long distance was getting too hard on us because none of us had the intention of like coming to where the other person was. So I was just expressing that to him and everything, like, you know, we have to make a decision, like we can't just keep lingering and everything. But I wasn't telling that to him, I was telling that to my friend. But he was in the hot tub too, so he obviously like heard everything that I said. So he was just quiet. He didn't like give his 2 cents or anything then. Like he was just listening. I didn't even know whether he was listening or not because like at times he would be with the kids. But then like that day ended, we went back home, and like all of a sudden I received a message from Dennis giving me relationship advice. And I was like, okay. So he was basically telling me what me and my boyfriend then boyfriend can do to make our relationship better, or how we can work on it. Then I got like, you know, for obvious reasons, I was like, why is he giving me relationship advice, you know, while simultaneously like flirting with me? That didn't like go parallel. But then, like, you know, I talked to him and I asked him, I said, like, oh, what's going on? And he said, you know, like, he said, like, we're becoming friends, and, you know, like, me liking you is a whole different thing. But as a friend, you know, I can't be selfish. I have to, like, you know, in this situation, like, what advice I would give to my friend. And that's just what it was. And I thought that was, like, really, really sweet, and told a lot about his character and the kind of guy he was. He could have definitely been like gaslighted me in that situation and be like, yeah, if he doesn't want to come, like, why are you with him? You know, like, he could have said anything. Because it was very clear that he liked me, but instead he was giving me advice like, okay, you can do this, like maybe you guys can make it work out by doing this. And I was like, it told a lot about him as a person and like his character.
I don't remember that the exact same way.
You give me your story.
If I had to do that over again, I don't think I would have given relationship advice. I would have probably given breakup advice. For me, it was all about getting to spend time with her and her siblings, and especially getting closer to her. We got in the pool, we swam a bit, and then I'm like, all right, it's time for my gift. So I sat behind her, and then I started braiding her hair.
All of us, all three of you.
Yeah. So I braided, but it didn't stick. I think it started coming out. She wanted to take it out right away. And I was like, no, you have to keep it on for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
So she took it home. And she told her mom, you remember the guy that said he was going to marry me? He braided my hair, so that was kind of funny. And yeah, before that too, it was me and her brother and her sister. We went out to get pizza, which for me was, you know, trying to score more points with them, which I did.
Pause. Avia, did he score points?
Yes, I did. Avia has always loved me. I scored points, so that was my take from then. So whatever, primarily that's why, you know, whatever issues she was having with her husband at the time, I figured, you know, she wanted.
Look at his face.
She wanted it would be in her best interest to resolve them, right? Because you don't want any baggage coming with anyone when they either leave a relationship or having challenges. You don't want to be that guy. So that's why I ended up giving that advice.
So yeah. So, you know, after that, you know, we would like plan things, all of us together, or meet coincidentally. And that's how we became friends, and that's how we got closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, as friends.
Yeah. Maybe 2 months down the line, I guess broke things off with her then boyfriend husband after 7, 8, 9 years. So then we ended up going to our first impromptu non-date date, which we
still, I think like my first date, like our first date in my head and his first date in his days is very different. You're talking about the city day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So she was going to the city for a nursing thingy, because she was in class for nursing. And so I decided I was going to go with her. So I met her at the train station. She was there before I got there. We get to the city. She takes care of what she's going to take care of. And then we head off to, there's a river. It's called the Schuylkill River. We walk up and down that path. We take in some scenes. We sit down on a bench. We have an impromptu photo shoot. I take a couple of pictures of her. We went to a coffee shop too, right?
Yeah,
we go to a coffee shop. We had some coffee, and then we got back in the train. We got back home. She went home. I went home. So that was kind of our first date. But you don't think that was our first date?
Okay, you can call it a first date but I didn't think that was our first date.
Well, yeah, because we never named anything, because we're just still friends.
I was like, I had pretty much told him, hey, I'm like, he said, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, I'm going to the city. And he said, can I come? I was like, sure. So that's how it happened. But there was like moments, like, we were trying to hold hands, and it was like awkward. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, okay. So we did, like, cause we hadn't like defined that day, or like, okay, let's start dating. It just like things just kept happening gradually and organically. That's why. But okay, we can call it our first date.
No, but when was your first
But you
date?
never asked me like, okay, I'm gonna take you out on a date or anything like that. Maybe we should do that.
After marriage?
Hey, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
So what was your first date?
I guess I would call when we went to Mad Max.
Mad Max? Okay. The restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to tell that story?
Oh, no. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
I was also impressed by him because he ate with his hands and he knew how to make momos.
Oh, yeah. My sister just made a good point. I remember what day. I don't remember, but we were making momo, and then we had invited everyone. And then we showed him like how to make the momo, and he got it in like maybe 1 or 2 try. So my mom was impressed. And then another thing is like they all, like in Ghana, they eat with their hands. So that was like one common thing for us, like where we I wouldn't say bonded. I was gonna say bonded, but it was like normal for us.
Yeah. For me, it was all about scoring points, right? Scoring points with the mom, scoring points with Avia, scoring points with Evan, scoring points with the dad. And so far, it seemed to be working, right on track. But when we actually, started becoming more than friends, our mutual friends knew I was dating someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They knew I was dating a girl from school. Her name was Miriam, right? She lived in Pittsburgh.
Alright, we're gonna be very mean and stop the video at this point, because this is a very interesting story. He was like, if I have to give a hint, he was dating Miriam, but he wasn't dating Miriam. Okay, so we'll continue the story. We'll continue our story, but this was our story of how we became friends and how we, like got to know each other more and got closer. We'll be posting part 3, another story next week. But till then, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting A&D's World. Make sure to like, share, and
Subscribe.
yeah.